Good afternoon, students. Here is some assessment advice for SP6352 contemporary coaching, I think. And I have the wonderful Emily Ryle with me. So this is a 2,500 word essay. You guys will already know what scenario you are going to be answering. That is exactly the same as what your group has been doing, and we've tried to set up a module this year so that you guys are going to get to present your problem solutions as a group before your essay handed, so you'll get some formative feedback on your solutions that might help you to kind of change your essays a little bit. But I wanted to ask Emily just a few questions about how we structure a really good philosophical critical essay at level 6. So Emily, any hints for our students on structure, content, sources to go to, how to do that balance between coaching practice and ethical stuff?
I would say probably the key thing to do is decide which approach you're going to take and put yourself in one of the kind of the key theorists' mind, as if they were the person that's having to solve that problem. So if you're taking a deontological approach, then imagine it was Kant that would have to answer that question. How would Kant answer it rather than you as an individual? Once you've done that, then you can start thinking whether the answer that you've come up with, being Kant, is one that you're happy with. And if it isn't one that you're happy with, that's when you start critiquing it and saying, well, Kant would say this, however, it doesn't take into account this issue or this problem. So then you can kind of get outside of being Kant and be yourself in order to critique it.
Fabulous. And obviously we're expecting quite a lot of ethical theory in here, so we'll be expecting lots of sources that are referring directly to those ethical theories. But I guess from my perspective as well, we also want to see a little bit of coaching theory in there to really see where this stuff's being applied.
I suppose in respect to you're being tested on both your theoretical knowledge in terms of the ethical theory, but also in terms of being able to apply that knowledge to a practical situation.
Fabulous. And any particular structure that you like? Any word counts on introductions, or how you like introductions structured?
I would always say that don't ever think it's a murder mystery. I don't ever want to have to wait until the end to find out who's done it. I want to know exactly at the end of the introduction what form that your essay is going to take in terms of what issues you're covering, how you're going to resolve that situation, where you're going to get to at the end, and then that signposts it to me when I mark it, because I can kind of think, okay, well, I know where you're trying to get to. Have you done it successfully, rather than just kind of wandering around in the dark, not knowing where you're going?
Yeah, and in terms of a conclusion, I guess one of my recommendations is always that the conclusion should recognise what your work has been able to do and what it might well have been limited in doing. So, for example, if you have focused just on virtue ethics, for example, and predominantly around that, you might acknowledge in your conclusion that there are some other ways that this could be resolved. But
yeah, I mean, I would say just be careful in your conclusion not to bring in any kind of new information or new ideas. Really, your conclusion should just be wrapping everything up. So in your critique, you probably would already have started to say, okay, well, this is the approach that I took. However, it's limited in these ways, and these other approaches would have addressed it differently. So just use your conclusion just to wrap everything up.
Fabulous. So as part of that main body, then, we want a critical appreciation of not only the theory we're choosing as a main kind of way of resolving our scenario, but also an understanding of where some of those other theories might have pulled in a slightly different perspective and resolved things slightly differently.
Yeah, definitely.
Fabulous. Well, we hope that really helps. Make sure you do take your opportunity to book tutorials and come and speak to either myself or Emily. Obviously, Emily's an absolute expert, so go and see Emily first. But hopefully this will be helpful in producing a really good set of essays for Emily to mark.
Great.
Thank you.